G'day everybody, welcome to Greens and Gains. Come and join me and my mate Lee. I'm a physio, 3-part wizard and golf addict. And Lee is a PGA pro, a rugby league degenerate and an absolute freak on the golf course. Greens and Gains is two blokes having a chat about how to improve your golf game and feel better about yourself. Why don't you come and join the fun?
Well, good morning, everybody. Lee Hunt here with Tom DeJersey, Greens and Gains for another week, Monday morning. Hope everybody's had a wonderful week. Tommy, how are you, mate?
Hello, mate. I am well. Thank you very much. I've had a lovely week. A little bit of golf, lots of fun. I'm doing good. How are you, my friend?
Good, mate. I've had a normal week, which is nice. No travel. I did go down to Canberra for a quick trip to see the new Ping product, but we'll talk about that. But a nice, easy week seeing students again. So we're away, which is great. So nice week.
Nice. Settling back in. I love it. All right, before we kick things off, a quick word from our sponsors, OnCourse. So OnCourse are Australia's leading network of pro shops. They offer an extensive range of golf equipment, including balls, clubs, apparel, and accessories from all of the major brands. Plus, you can search for lessons and clinics and club fitting events run by qualified PGA pros in your local area. They have more than 80 sellers nationwide. The OnCourse site offers a wide selection to meet all of your golfing needs. OnCourse are a little bit different to your normal online golf retailers. When buying from OnCourse, you're not purchasing from the giants or the big warehouses. You're purchasing from the PGA pros on the ground.
That's right, Tommy. You're actually buying directly from the team who know the game better than anyone, PGA professionals and their local club pro shops. You can conveniently shop online with options for home delivery or click and collect. Check it out on www.oncoursegolf.com.au.
And just a friendly reminder, guys, we have a 10% off discount code for you that we do not profit from. If you use Greens10, that's Greens, all capitals, 10, at the checkout, that'll get you 10% off all orders on the OnCourse Golf website. If you're running low, if you need new outfits, new clubs, balls, shoes, anything like that, please go check it out. It's really worth a look. One thing I had an issue with the other day that I had to troubleshoot was I tried to buy a FootJoy something. Now, Titleist and FootJoy, if you're somebody who plays a Pro V1 ball, you will know that when you can't really purchase these online without requesting a quote. So if you are wanting to use this for a Titleist product, you just need to click request a quote for any of the product that you're looking to buy. The guys at OnCourse will then send you the price. You can apply the 10% off. This is not an OnCourse thing. It happens everywhere, Golfbox, all the other big competitors, because Titleist and FootJoy they don't allow you to advertise the price on their product. So if that's something you're considering or a reason why you might not have ordered, that's a little bit of advice, something that I had to work around this week, and that happens everywhere. All right, Lee, my friend, we have had a whole heap of emails this week, and we need to unpack a couple of things and help people out with some questions they might have.
Question time. We love it.
Okay, so our first question is from Phil. Phil from The Gap in Brisbane. He had an unfortunate situation on the golf course this week where he picked up somebody else's ball, not really realizing that it wasn't just a miscellaneous ball kind of laying around on the golf course. He needs our help. He wants to know, what do you do if you accidentally pick somebody's ball up?
Oh, well, the person's golf ball you pick up, most of the time they get a bit nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Because we love our golf ball so much, even though we don't tee off with a new one, but we don't like people stealing our golf ball. I think the first thing you need to do is acknowledge that you've done it and go, wow, I probably shouldn't have picked it up. The second thing is you need to put it back where it was, or the closest point you can find. And probably the third thing is apologize profusely to the person who did it. It happens from time to time, but my suggestion would be to most people, if it's a golf ball laying on a fairway and you see it there and it's like this gold nugget you want to pick up, have a good look around before you pick it up, because golfers come out of the woodwork from everywhere and they hit a stray shot onto another fairway. Sometimes, they're just wandering up there. They're embarrassed as it is, and they want to find their golf ball and get on with it. So my suggestion would be mark your golf ball when you tee off. Make sure it's clearly defined that it's your golf ball. If you see a golf ball in the middle of the fairway or in the rough, maybe just leave it. It's probably the big thing. I know it's, you really want to grab it and go, look, I found a golf ball, but you really don't want to have that confrontation with someone. So, because golfers get a little bit snaky when you take their golf ball. So it's just a golf ball.
100%.
Leave it alone.
I have tried to encourage. I'm playing a lot of golf with a mate of mine. Shout out to Lachlan from Kingsford if you're listening to this. And he's new to golf. He's learning. We're having a great time. But every now and again, he gets a little bit derailed and starts treating golf more like an Easter egg hunt than a round of golf. I'm firmly in the camp of, particularly a busy, metropolitan course. It's very likely that is somebody else's golf ball if it's laying around on the golf course.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
If it's a country course at 5:30 and the sun's setting and you're the only bloke out there, sure, take the golf ball.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah. I'm firmly in. Yeah, I agree with you.
But mistakes happen. Okay. Mistakes happen. Sometimes people are using the same brand and number of golf ball, and they might hit the wrong ball. That's a different thing. But just picking a ball up, just leave it alone. I'd probably just leave it. Yeah. My suggestion would be that. Leave it alone.
Okay. Now, my next question comes from Tony. Now, I don't know what suburb Tony lives in because I can't remember, but let's call him Tony from Intrapilli. Okay. He has a question for the old blokes. Now that we can tap down spike marks, should metal spikes be allowed to make a comeback? Now, I haven't been playing golf long enough to have ever worn metal spikes. What do you reckon, Lee?
Metal spikes, how good were they? I love metal spikes. There's a few players out on tour still using metal spikes. Should they be allowed back? It's a good point, actually, because I think one of the reasons clubs use, you can't tap down spike marks. But I remember when the soft spikes first came in, they used to tear the green up a bit as well. So I think it's more of a cost thing for equipment companies or shoe companies now. Like, I think the making of a soft spike is probably cheaper than steel spikes.
Yes, you get a better margin, maybe.
Yeah, they're getting better margin out of it. I will say, if you're in the soft spike market, about 7 or 8 years ago, your world ended because everybody had spikes in their shoes, and then companies started bringing out shoes without spikes in the bottom, just with molded shoe soles that were getting the same amount of grip. So all these poor companies like Champ and all that, their market halved overnight when these shoes started coming out. So should steel spikes be allowed back in? I wouldn't have a problem with it. Maybe golf courses may have a problem with it with their clubhouses when people walk inside with their spikes on the carpet or on the tiles or on the hardwood floors or stuff like that. There's no greater sound than the clink, 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 clink across the concrete, though. How good's that? So, should they be allowed back? Maybe. Are they going to come back? I very much doubt it.
Okay. I'm interested. I've never played in any. I can't imagine that I don't feel like I need a whole lot more grip than I get from my current shoes. I would like to try that.
I feel like you need an old pair of Nibliks or something, Tommy. There's got to be a listener out there that's got. There were these Niblik shoes that had the flaps on the front, or Dry Joys. I remember Dry Joys had these flaps on the front that go over the laces. People might remember them, or maybe I'm showing my age, but I'd love to see in a pair of them, Tommy. Yeah, we're going to try to find some. We're going to try to find some.
All right, now time for my favourite segment of the week, and I have a particularly funny thing to put in this segment this week. Like it, don't like it, my friend. I need to know how you feel about being on record, on camera, suggesting that I lay up to 4 times on a par 5. I believe your words were pitching wedge, pitching wedge, pitching wedge, pitching wedge, 3-putt. That was your... Obviously, I made the 10, right? I made the big moose. And a special shout out to several of my friends and members of the club where I play golf, politely smiling and yelling, "Hey, Tommy," and me turning around and seeing grown adult men with 10 fingers on their heads looking at me like a moose. I had that several times yesterday.
I'm glad it's starting to stick. Yeah.
So how do you feel about being documented layup Lee to lay up 4 times in a row?
Well, okay, in context, you did have a 10 on a par 5 that's 460 metres long.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So, and I'm willing to have a fair wager, not that I'm a gambler, that you could use pitching wedge all the way to the green and have less than 10. So maybe those people who are giving you a hard time, maybe they need to concentrate on having less shots in their game rather than having less pot shots at you, Tommy, or me, because a 10 on the scorecard looks a lot worse than hitting 4 pitching wedges, let me tell you.
Yeah, okay. It's fair.
Yeah.
I just
Can you
love the
name those
layup
people?
narrative.
I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find who they are.
This person is remaining anonymous for their safety.
They might struggle to get a tee time.
Yeah, they're worried you might try and thin a pitching wedge at them.
Yeah. That's possible.
All right, on to the next, my friend. We need to announce some winners. We've had a whole stack of people send us some scorecards trying
club
to
champs,
win
the virtual club champs.
Yeah, trying to win the Greens and Gains virtual club championships. Now, I am pleased to announce that we actually have 3 winners because we have a 2-way tie in our gross division, so our off-the-stick division.
How do we have a playoff? How do we do a playoff, Tommy? How does that happen? We just give stuff away, do we?
We're going to fly yourselves to Bankstown. There's an airport next door. No, I'm just kidding. I think
sudden death playoff. Yep, that's right.
Sudden death playoff. I think we're just going to give away 2 little bundles. What do you reckon?
Yeah, why not? The budget this show's got, Tommy, we can afford it. The money we made off the left of the money we've made off left of field golf. G'day, Nick. I'm waiting for the check to arrive after your big shout out last week. We can give away. Unbelievable, unsolicited brown paper bag, Tommy. That was brilliant. I love it.
Well, look, they make good stuff. I love it. Okay, enough finance talk. We're not airing our dirty laundry on the pod.
I like it.
We're giving away 3 things. So our first winner, who featured slightly earlier, talking about spike marks, Tony from Indro. Tony, he had an unbelievable. He played real well. Had a really, really solid round. He had net 4 better, so the equivalent of 40
Well done,
points
Tony. Well done.
in a stroke round, which is just well done, mate. Good
That's
win.
impressive. That's impressive. Well done, Tony. Well done.
And now the big dog category, the 2 guys, the danger players. We had the Fitz from Allianz, aka the Rooster.
Oh, the Rooster
He had 2
from Allianz.
He had, Eastern Suburbs fella. He had 2 under off the stick.
Well done, Fitzy. Well done. Great
Mate,
score, mate. 2 under off the stick.
That is, I didn't know we had players.
What
of this
course
sort
was
of
he?
caliber listening
What
to the
course was he
podcast.
playing at? What course was he playing at?
He plays Massey Park.
Massey Park. Okay. Well done, Fitz. Well done.
Yeah,
The
and
Rooster.
and then James, aka Andrew from Sylvania Waters, he had 2 under off the stick, which is just black tees.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good score. Good score.
what a
Well,
player,
there you go.
eh? What a player.
Well done, gents. Well done.
So those 3 fellas, gentlemen, please contact us. Send us your information. We'd love to get you out a little bit of merch, and I congratulate you for being our 2024 Virtual Club Champions. Well
That's awesome. Well done, everybody, on that. That's and the little gift packs, they're going to be fantastic that you're going to get. So
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yes,
So
very
get
exciting.
us an address, postage, and we'll send you something fancy.
We'll send you some stuff out. Well done. Congratulations. We need a honor board now.
Oh, where do we put it?
I don't know. Details, Tommy. Details. I'm just the golf
we need
pro,
an honor
mate.
board.
I'm just a golf pro. I'm not a technical
We
guy.
need some sort of. We need some course. We need a course. Look, it's in the plans. Put it on the long term goals list.
It's the long goals list, the virtual golf course we're going to have. Not sure how
it's
that's going to work. Yep.
It'll just be a TrackMan course with a clubhouse.
Oh, I like that.
Put a VR headset on, you walk through it. It'll be great.
There you go. That's good.
Okay, now we are just going to briefly return to the war on yellow golf balls. Okay, come with me. I've been sent some data. Somebody this week, Craig Burgess. Do you know where Craig lives, Lee?
I think Craig is Craig from Mossvale, I believe.
Okay, Craig from Mossvale. Craig has sent in a little bit of data from my Golf Spy, and my goodness, mate, my heart stopped for a second. I thought I was going to have to renounce my hatred of the yellow golf ball, other than for those who have visual impairments or bad vision and need them. My Golf Spy have done some testing, okay? 3 swing speeds, low, mid, and high. Now, what they have found is that in a low swing speed, which is about 85 miles per hour, the yellow golf ball versus the white golf ball, same make, same model, there is basically no difference. I'll pop some numbers up for you now.
But basically, this is the driver. Is this driver swing speed, obviously?
Yeah, this is driver, correct.
Okay. 85, yep.
Yep. And like there might be like, 0.3 of a yard or something difference in total. At a mid swing speed, so 100 miles per hour, very, very little, but the yellow ball is actually slightly better by way of carry with slightly lower ball speed because the spin rate is a little bit lower. Okay.
Is that because of the paint is this the yellow paint they use? Why is that?
I believe it's because of the finish on the golf ball, yeah.
Right, aerodynamics.
And they had their robot hit these and they hit 5,600 shots.
Jesus.
So this is very interesting. High swing speed players, they lose a little bit. So 115 miles per hour, they lose about 4 yards of carry, a little bit of total. They lose 100 RPM of spin and basically no ball speed. So look, all I'm saying is if you hit the ball medium fast to fast, your hatred of the yellow golf ball is valid.
You just don't like a yellow golf ball, Tom, do you?
No, this is just it's just data, man.
This is data.
Nothing to do with how it feels. Just data,
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the putting another time, but they don't roll as far either. So
okay, so it'd be interesting to see.
I believe it's because of the paint.
Yeah, the paint finish, because the golf ball is essentially I think people underestimate how important aerodynamics. I know it's obvious, but how important aerodynamics are on a golf ball.
Totally.
For lift and all that. So that's probably why, one, you need a clean golf ball all the time, if you can, and why the mud ball affects you when you hit it. So I'm not surprised that the paint finish or whatever it may be has affected the flight.
Yeah, absolutely. And they talk about scuff marks and stuff too. We've talked about that before. Really interesting. I love nerding out with this stuff. I love science. It's so cool.
All the propeller heads would be all over that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. Now, there's another thing I saw online this week. So, just firstly, actually, thank you, Craig, from Mossvale, for sending that in.
Great question. Yeah, well done, Craig. Yep.
The next thing I saw was, again, working through my Titleist medical level 2 certification, talking about eye dominance. Now, do you know which eye is your dominant eye, Lee?
So I can only close my right eye. So is that mean I'm left eye dominant? Is that right?
Well, how you do this is if you look at pick a fixed object like my nose.
Put your finger out in front.
No finger. You're going to pick something that's a couple of meters away from you, and then if you look at me, I got to make sure you can look at me. We're going to do this, right? You're going to make a circle.
Okay, circle.
2 fingers overlapping, right? We're going to go hands out straight. You're going to look at the object. So, for example, I'm looking at my camera and my nose in the camera. And as I bring my hands up in front of my face, if you close your left eye, you're still looking at the thing through the circle. And if you close your right eye, you're still looking at it through the circle.
But I can't. If I hold both my hands
you can't see it with either eye?
I can't. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think I'm left eye. I have no idea.
So
I'm
the
confused.
theory is if you bring your hands up in front of your face like that, you should be able to
Jesus.
see
Yep.
through that gap with your dominant eye, right?
Okay.
Now,
Yep.
one of the things they hypothesize is that certain eye dominance will lead a player to certain characteristics. For example, left eye dominant players, for a right-handed golfer, they prefer a slightly more forward ball position because they can see it better.
Oh, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, so you know that bloke that, this is me, that cannot get the ball away from their front foot? They like to get their left eye in behind the ball, so they like that ball further forward. A right eye dominant player will bring that ball way too far back because they want to have it underneath their right eye. And they kind of get prone to hanging back on it and dropping their head in behind it if they bring the ball too far back. I just thought that was so interesting.
I'm really interested in this. So if I'm holding my finger in front of me, Tommy, I'm pointing at the camera.
No, you're not holding your finger up. What you're going to do...
But when you close one eye, doesn't your finger move?
No, but you're not going to do it like that. So can you see me, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go like this. We're going to make a circle with our two hands outstretched. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Overlap the fingers. It's like you're making that okay sign.
Yeah,
And then you
gotcha. I gotcha.
sides.
I'm doing it.
Yeah?
I'm doing it. Yeah.
But bring your hands down in front of you.
They are in
Down
front
near
of
your
me.
belt buckle.
Oh.
No, put them down near your belt buckle. Now
Right.
you're going to look at something that's a couple of meters away. Fixate on the target, right? Focus in on it.
Right.
And then as you bring those two hands up in front of your face,
Yeah.
and you close one eye and then the other eye, which eye are you looking at the thing with?
Okay. Tommy, you're missing my point. I can only close my right eye.
What do you mean you
So if I was
can't
to-
close your left eye?
I can close my left eye, but it means that both my eyes close. I can't close my left.
So you're going to be
Is
left-eye
anybody
dominant.
out there listening? So what am I?
You're going to be left eye dominant. If you can't close your right eye, if you can't close your left eye by itself, it's always open. You're going to be looking through that one.
I've always got an eye on you.
How come you can't close your left eye? That's pretty strange.
Oh, mate. How come you can't have less than 10 on a 460-metre par 5?
I suppose we all have our weaknesses.
Okay, so I'm left eye.
I think I prefer
dominant.
your weakness than mine. Yeah. So you will probably favour a slightly more forward ball position.
Okay.
You'll probably these players often benefit when they putt from having the ball further forward. Right eye dominant players like to have the ball further back.
Okay.
They think left eye dominance is an advantage. They think up to 80% of players are right eye dominant. They think left eye dominance is an advantage. And they have some really interesting theories about how right eye dominant players line up. Apparently, they struggle a lot with aligning right if they walk in from behind the ball. So TPI actually hypothesizes that you should set up parallel to your ball. You pick your target behind the ball, and you pick your aim spot a couple of feet in front of the ball, and you draw that line. And then you come in and walk into the ball from a right angle so that you can use your right eye for your alignment better. I just found it so interesting. So
There's no wonder this game can't be conquered. There's for everybody out there listening, there's no wonder we can't conquer this game when all that information that you just shared with us, it's like the game's against us. It's like your body is against you.
It's mind-boggling. And if you're a left-eye dominant coach coaching a right-eye dominant player, you may not even realise.
Stop it. Now I'm confused.
So
that's amazing.
All I want you to do this week, if you're at home listening to the pod,
I've got a headache. Yep.
Have a little fiddle. Let me know. Are you left eye dominant? Are you right eye dominant? I got questions for you. Okay.
That's
I have
very
a particular
cool,
question for Sharky, who putts left-handed but plays right-handed.
Oh,
Sharky, if you're out there, which is your dominant eye? I wonder if this explains why he putts left-handed.
That could explain it. Okay, I'm sure there's more than one person that's unique like Sharky. I'm sure there's more people out there that do that. Yep.
Absolutely. I just have serious questions about the left-handed putting, and I'm trying to explain it. I'm trying to reason my way through it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, enough science for now. Let's come back to the good stuff or the bad stuff, the painful stuff, some would say. We're going to talk about my round yesterday, round 3 of Club Champs.
Take a deep breath, everybody. Take a deep breath.
There are signs of life. Okay, there are signs of life.
Mm-hmm.
I had one better than the 2 weeks previous. I had 23 over.
You're getting better. You're getting better.
The laugh when you say that really hurts.
Are you top 20? You're top 20 in the Club Champs, though, Tommy.
Am I? More people pulled out? That's good.
Yep.
Where am I sitting out of the ranking of the top 20? Do you know?
Probably 20th, but you still makes you top
unreal.
20. Still makes
Next
you top
week
20.
I will
check
be
this out.
top
Yep.
10.
Well, no one likes a quitter, Tommy. So if you're 4 rounds, I think, and if you get to the match play, the seeded draw rather, you're away, aren't you? So
I don't even know if we got that. So let me just have a quick look. There are. Yeah, I am 28th of 28 who have played this many rounds.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You're not top 20. You're top 30. Sorry.
That's the top 30, but I am in dead last of those who've played all 3 rounds in A reserve, and that's okay. My goal is to not finish dead last of those who participate. So stay tuned for next week.
And you're an A reserve, is that right, Tommy?
That's correct. I'm at the very high
bottom
end of A reserve. I accidentally, the bottom. Yeah, like I'm the worst player in my category, basically.
No, you're not, because there are 51 people who teed it up who are in A reserve.
Yeah.
And you can call them quitters if you like, Tommy. I wouldn't call them quitters. Sometimes people's situations change. But if you want to call everybody quitters, that's up to you. But yes, we need a big one. We need a big one this week because you've got a gentleman who's leading, John from the Shire. Yeah, he's in front. So you've got to shoot a good one. I don't think you're going to catch him, but I think you can improve.
He is only 43 shots in front of me.
Wow.
So he could have a cataclysmic blow-up. You never know.
It's a fair spread.
However, let's talk about some of the details of this week. My highest score this week was triple, which is I'm really pleased with that. It wasn't a great triple, but I'm thrilled I didn't make a 9. I'm thrilled I didn't make a 10. So that's huge. I had 14 over on the front, I think, and I had the tops. I kind of topped a few drivers, thinned a couple of balls, which I'm obviously not that thrilled with, but I had 9 over on the back. I played a whole lot better. It was much more cool, calm, and collected. I had the opportunity to try and play an 800-yard cut out of the trees, and I chipped out sideways, laid up, and got up and down from 104 metres to make a par, 1 or 2 pars on the day.
That's a breakthrough. Well done, Tom.
So, look, there are signs of life. My primary struggle this week was I was aiming sort of left a little bit, left edge, playing for my little fade. And I proceeded to hit 1-yard draws every time I absolutely needed it to fade. And then if I tried to aim a little straighter, I'd hit a gorgeous little cut. So
1-yard draw. A 1-yard draw.
Yeah, like just basically a dead straight ball.
I was going to say, let's just go with pretty much straight 1 yard, not even a meter.
Because it takes that little draw bounce where it kind of hops a bit. But there are signs of life. We're calibrating, okay? You and I are doing some work. We're doing some work this week. I think we can be better next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be much better. 10 shots better, I think.
Yeah, so watch this space. Can Tommy crack out of last place, round 4 of Club Champs?
Oh, don't worry about the winners. Can you drag yourself off the canvas and not finish last?
That's it. And then I suppose the extension part of that is, can I claw back 43 shots from JC from the Shire? Can I catch the leader?
It's a Tiger Woods-like comeback if you do that. But anyway, no, that's well done, Tommy. You are improving, if just a little bit.
So that's my little golf grind this week. How did you go this week? Like, what did you work on? Where are we up to?
Okay, so I've been to the gym. And if anybody who's seen me, they would have noticed I've been to the gym, not because I'm thinner and stronger, because I can hardly walk. And that I didn't realize how much kettlebells can hurt your body, and I didn't drop it on myself. But whoever designed a kettlebell, that's Satan. So yeah, I've been working at it, which is good. I had a quick game of golf, played 9 holes at a golf course called Federal in Canberra. And I hit it okay. I had a colleague have a quick look at my long swing, and he noticed a couple of things, so we worked on that. So yeah, I'm hopefully heading in the right direction, Tommy. I've booked a lesson with Warwick Hughes out at New South Wales Golf Club on the 20th, a short game lesson. So,
a
I
week
just
and
went
a half?
through his diary. Yeah, a week and a half, went through his diary, booked in. So Warwick,
this is quite exciting because we've kind of been talking about your short game lessons since episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, I know, and I suck at chipping. For all those out there, I've lost my way. I wasn't always a bad chipper, but I've lost my way. So I've had a couple of people I trust look at my chipping, and I had a gentleman this week, James, had a look at my chipping, and he gave me some great stuff. And then Warwick reached out and said, "Come on out, pro." So I'm going out to see Warwick at New South Wales. And for everybody knows, I'm a member at New South, and it's been closed for 6 months or for a while now. So it's because of the redo. So I'm going to go out, get a lesson, and then I might have a little sneaky look around the golf course if time permits. So, yeah.
Outstanding.
I'm excited about that, though.
That's it. Yeah. So that's coming in a couple of weeks. We are hoping to get some cameras out there and watch and film. And
the 20th at 12:30. The 20th at 12:30.
We can make that work. Let me move some things around. I'll be there. If Warwick's okay with that. I think people are super interested to see you unpack a few things and respond to some feedback and see how a pro might handle a lesson. I think that's an interesting little bit of insight, maybe.
I think it's important to understand that people who play the golf at a level, everybody struggles with their game. Doesn't matter what level you play at. You've also got you struggle with expectations and how you're meant to be playing. So I'm just putting my hand up and saying I'm really struggling with my chipping. And there's a couple of reasons. One, I haven't practiced for a long, long time. 2, I've just lost my way, and I just need some guidance. And so when you need help with something, book a lesson with somebody, and then get something to work on, and it will improve. Don't just sit there and I'm definitely not going to be YouTubing how to chip better.
I love that. You're not getting on the Rick Shields.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm just not doing it. I see YouTube ruins golf swings. So,
yeah. Okay. Nice. I love that. That is super exciting. So we've got a couple of things to work on this week. Very good. My next thing, this is one of my other favorite parts of the podcast. I want to know, my friend, what's bothering you this week? What you've got a bee in your bonnet. Talk to me, buddy.
Right. What's bothering me this week is, and it's just come back to me, is that I'm back coaching again, which is great, spending some time with people, is that you'll spend time with people, you'll work on their game with them, give them some stuff to work on, and they'll go away, and then 2 weeks later they'll book a lesson again, and you'll go, okay, say, Tom, how you been going? How's the practice been going? Oh, I haven't done anything. That bothers me. That bothers me. If you don't intend to work on stuff, you're not going to get better. So you need to practice. You need to practice. You need to take advice and practice. So just a little bit like I was talking about with Warwick. I'm going to get a lesson. I'm going to put things into place, and I'm going to practice, and I'm going to improve. That's what bothers me. Don't expect to get better if you're not willing to put in. So
as a physio, I love that. I have a lot of people come in, my back, my leg, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Well, I'm a professional. Here's my assessment of the situation. Here are the changes you need to make, and this is what you need to do. And they come back in, my back's still sore. You're like, look, man, we talked about this. I gave you all the tools you needed to address this problem, and you've not done that. So I hear what you're saying, mate.
It's like people. I understand that people don't have a lot of time in their life to practice on stuff. But if you're someone who's, say, come for a golf lesson and we've given you, we sat down, we spent the time, we've got a bit of a plan, and you don't practice, but then you've decided to come for a lesson, if you go and hit one small bucket of golf balls in a week, say 30 golf balls, that's okay. That's enough, because that's a big jump on what you're actually doing. Or if it's a grip change, if you walk around the house, you got a club 7-iron landing against the couch or in your office at home and you're just practicing your grip, that's okay. As a golf, like, I don't expect you to go out and hit balls 6 hours a day. Just practice on something, practice on your grip or practice on your posture, or, hit a small bucket of balls or putt on the carpet in the office or whatever it may be. So just do a little bit. A little bit can really help, because if you were doing nothing, it's a big jump.
I love that. I love that a lot. Now, if people were in the sort of space where they wanted some help from you and they were like, you know what, I'm a student who actually wants to come out and grind and do some work, where can they find you? If somebody wants to work with Lee and wants to do the practice and the reps, where do they go looking for you, mate?
Okay, so I practice. Well, first things first, we'll put the link up on the show notes. Is that what you say, Tommy?
Yeah.
So
Look at you go, Mr. Podcaster.
So you could link on the show notes. So I coach and club fit in 2 different facilities. So I, obviously being the head pro at Bankstown Golf Club in Sydney, so I coach there. So people can book a lesson or whatever they need to be, and we do a lot of on-course stuff, and so you're not just standing on a range hitting balls or indoors. So we do a lot of on-course and game improvement stuff, out of bunkers, and everything you do on the golf course. So that's one facility I coach at, and then the other facility I coach at is in the Southern Highlands. For anybody who knows where Mittagong or Barrel is, I live down here. So people can see me at the Palms Golf Studio, where it's a TrackMan studio, all the tech in the world, at a time that suits them as well. So I've got 2 places where people can get to me. Plus I do a bit of online coaching as well, Tommy. So for those people who can't get to either of those places and just want to send me a swing through, I use like Coach Now software. So I do a bit through there, but we'll put my contact on the show notes, as you would say, and get in touch. I'm happy to have a look, and if I can help, great. If I'm sure I help a lot of guys that way, a lot of golfers that way. So, so there's a few places you can get me, Tommy. I'm pretty accessible.
All right, cool. So that's what you offer. That's, I suppose, how you coach people and what you do. My next question is, I am obviously somebody who needs to maybe have a rethink or another look at how I'm practicing and what I'm doing. As a coach, how do you work with people on their practice routine, and how do you help people make better decisions and use their time better when they're practicing?
Yeah, it's a good question, Tommy. And we'll talk about you, but I had a new client this week, young guy. He's just turned 18. He's a great little player, but he's just been battling a little bit as such. So he's turned up and had a bit of a lesson. And so we spent probably half an hour, 45 minutes hitting balls. And it came pretty apparent to me quickly that he's not one that does a lot of practice. I think he plays a lot of golf. He doesn't do a lot of practice. So for someone who plays a lot of golf, his technique was, I wouldn't say poor, because he's a low handicapper, but it needs work. So we went back into the clubhouse, we sat down, we worked on some goals, a bit of a plan moving forward on what we're going to work on. So the expectations that he can, that this is what I expect from him to be able to practice, and what can he do, and what time has he got to do it, and what he can get from me. So when you're getting lessons off someone, it's a team. It's not just the coach talking to the player or the player talking to the coach. We've got to work together. So and everybody's a little bit different. So if you get a lesson, you got time to practice. It might be as simple as checking in online. So you've got a couple of questions a week. We can check in online, have a bit of a look at the swing, talk about what's going on, but keeping focused on our goals and where we want to go is probably the key bit. And I think that's where you've struggled of late, Tommy, because we haven't done a lot of practice. We've done that lesson, but we haven't done any practice to back that up and really get solid. You've played a bit of golf, but we haven't really dug down and done some work on it. So, and the online stuff, even if you do a bit of online stuff with me, I think it would help your game. So that's where I sort of sit with it all. I think it's important that it's a team environment more than me just preaching to the student. So,
yeah, and then me grinding alone. Okay, so it sounds like perhaps we need to sit down and set some golf goals, and then talk about practice and maybe set up a way for me to get some feedback from you.
Yes, about practice. Proper practice prevents poor performance, Tommy.
Okay, cool. I like that a lot. Now, our last couple of things. We have two very interesting questions that I need to read to you and get your thoughts on. So, number one, another question for Lee. How does it feel losing a match to a guy who shot a 9 and a 10 in consecutive rounds? Do you need a new caddy?
Oh, I think my caddy I had on the day was pretty good. Tommy, you played well. What did you shoot in that 9-hole challenge match?
I think it was 4 or 5 off the back tees through 9
Off the back
holes.
tees, 4 over. You would have taken that in the club champs. So you performed very well.
It was double, just quickly, it was double, birdie, bogey. So what's that? 4, bogey 5, and then I think I parred out.
Yeah, you played well.
It would have been 6. So that's pretty good for me. I don't hate that from the back tees.
My caddy was okay. It was a bloke wielding a spanner that wasn't great.
So how does it feel? Look, I have a genuine, very real concern that Lee is taking things relatively seriously, and the Lee who shows up in our December Benchmark Cup is not going to be the Lee I played in the first one. I am worried. We'll see what happens, I suppose. Stay tuned. He's doing the work, though, that's scary. When Lee does the work, it's scary.
It's not great for the body, but I'm doing it. I'm enjoying the challenge.
Send thoughts and prayers. I am scared. Okay, the last question, which really, the last one they poke fun at you. This one is kind of poking fun at me. A question for Tommy, a.k.a. Zorro. Do you swipe a T shape when you flub 4 chips consecutively?
Oh, that's not nice.
I will say this. No, they look good. No, it was pretty bad. If you're going to flub 4 chips and talk about it on the internet, you open yourself up to criticism, and that's completely okay. One of the things I will say is my favorite thing about the whole podcast thing we are doing is how funny our listener base is. We just have some wonderful, witty people sending us silly things every week, and it's a delight. So I will cop the Zorro and I will cop the Moose. And
the Moose
next
is
year
going
I'll
to
be better.
The Moose has to stick.
I can't. I had 2 people just hold their moose hands up at me across the golf course yesterday. Cheeky mother. Yeah, it's going to stick.
So it should.
It is what it is.
It should. Yeah.
It's well deserved. All right, Rocky that is all we have time.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. I love it. Yeah.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Oh, my God. All right. That is all we have time for this week, guys. Thanks so much for coming along and hanging out with us. If you are listening and enjoying yourself, please rate us on Spotify, comments, emails, likes, shares. Showing other golfers our content is really important to us, and we'd really appreciate it if you do that. Anything else, Lee, you need to add?
Have a great week. I'll see you out in the course.